Alright guys, we're back. Let's go ahead and take a look at how to throw this on a marker. So right off the bat, that big parts bag that you get, you're not actually going to be using all of those parts, and I will show you exactly what ones you will be using as soon as I take this little bugger out. So basically in your bag of parts you're going to get these two big adapter trays. They're actually labeled for TM15 and TM7. If you're using a BT4 platform or an Omega or something like that, or one of the JT tactical guns, you're actually not going to use these. These are specifically adapter plates for the TM15 and the TM7. So I'm using a BT4 slice right here, so I'm not going to use any of these. It also comes with two sets of screws. There's a set of really long screws, and that one just fell out, but that's okay. And there's a set of very short screws. The TM series, TM7 and 15, that's where you're going to be using these really long screws, so we're not using those today. We're using these nice short little buggers. And for any of the regular BT series, the Omegas and the JT Tacticals, you're going to use this little micro rail thing that it just slides through on the other side. Because what would end up happening, basically, these adapter pieces, either way you're going to use this small one. That's what hooks onto the other side of the gun. But these adapter pieces, this one's for TM15, what you would end up doing, because this is contoured for the side of a BT4 series gun or the Omega. So you would use this adapter piece and attach it right there, so you get a little bit of a bigger gun, but it would go right there. Same for the TM7 one. It just kind of slides in and goes right there, and then you would put it on the gun, attaching it to here. So basically, all we're doing is doing that. And the other thing it comes with is these two little locking nuts. And if you look right here, if you're looking at the loader, the little platform that comes out right here, there's two square holes that those just slide down into, and you just pop those down in there, and those are what the gun is going, or the screws are going to actually screw into. Go figure. That's what the screws are going to screw into. Learning a whole lot on this YouTube channel, I bet. So here's our BT slice. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to take the stock feed neck off. I'm just going to take the barrel off just because I'm trying to work on a limited capacity space here to keep it on camera, so that just helps me kind of maneuver everything around. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold this down like this, and I'm going to kind of set it right where I need it in the gun. You'll see if you look on the underside, there's actually two grooves right here for the Picatinny rails. And then I'm going to just put this on and put the screws through, and you're going to need a flathead screwdriver to actually tighten them down the rest of the way. So I'm just going to make sure that the feed neck hole is going to line up, and those little ledges are going to line up right in the Picatinny rail. Oop, there we go. Come on, line up. Alright, so I'm just going to kind of hold that in place. It's not really going anywhere, but, you never know. And let's go ahead and throw this thingy on. And it lines up exactly the same way, except I had it upside down, so, don't listen to me. And it lines up just exactly the same way. And then you're going to put your screws through the hole. I'm going to screw into those nuts like we talked about earlier. And you can just take a screwdriver, flathead screwdriver, and kind of screw them down the rest of the way. And as you're going down, you can unscrew the little plastic things. As the screw itself gets tighter, they're kind of like little hoops that kind of just like hold the screws in place and make it just loose enough to really like make small adjustments or move it on and off, take it on and off in that sense anyway, without actually taking the screws completely out and stuff like that. But the other thing it does is really help it lock down and stay in place. So you want to unscrew these little plastic pieces, but you want to screw the screws in, just the actual screw itself. Screw that in just a little bit, so it's harder to turn, so when you're just playing with this floating plastic piece, it doesn't take the screw with it. So do that, and then unscrew the little plastic pieces as much as you can. Leave those there. Screw in this, keep going on those screws right up until they're nice and tight. You don't need to go like super tight, like hand tights, just fine. And at that point where you can't screw those in anymore, then take the little plastic pieces and you can just really clamp those down. Makes a nice solid seal, makes it so it's not going to go anywhere. And put the barrel back on. And there you go. We have the new rib clip system on a BT4 slice. So profile-wise, you can see it right there. It is super low pro when it's on the gun, right? It's almost, I would say, arguably, if not the same, maybe a hair smaller than like the low pro hopper on like a Cyclone feed. It's pretty low pro. So there it is from the front. You know, obviously it stands off, you know, quite a bit to the side. But that's what you're going to get when you're putting, you know, a loader like this, like a Cyclone or a Rep Clip or something on. You kind of have to expect that. There it is from that angle. And looking at it from the back, man, nice and super low pro, right? So if you're actually like looking at someone like shooting in the woods and stuff like that, man, that really doesn't come up a lot. That's really cool. I think it looks classy. Nice simple finish, looks good. It's not 20 feet tall anymore. Looks good as far as I'm concerned. I bet just the mechanical sound of this thing dry firing. Oh, I accidentally turned on the settings mode. I'm gonna wait a second for that to go off. Hey, there we go. Alright, so now it's on. Just cocking the gun makes it go off. That's kind of funny. And shooting it. So I can only imagine with sound and all that kind of stuff, how easy that must work. But anyway, there you go. There's your the new version of the BT Rip Clip. Take a look at. You saw how it works on the inside. We took a look at how to do the batteries and the settings and stuff like that. I can show you. It's super confusing, and honestly, unless you're having problems, I would just not mess with any of the settings on the little board. They are fairly simple to go through. It takes some getting used to, but honestly, I would just not touch them. Just leave it alone. It's going to work fine. And that's pretty much it, guys. We showed you how to put it on the gun and everything like that. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you liked it or learned something. If you did, I really appreciate it. If you hit that like button right down below, it helps out the channel more than you could know. And that's all I got for you guys today. So I will see you in the next video.